In the luminous city of Veridion Prime, where biotechnological marvels mingled with towering crystalline spires, the alien society known as the Erythra thrived. They were a species renowned across the galaxy for their grace and delicate genetic lines, perfected over millennia through strict selective breeding. In this civilization, reproduction was not just natural. It was a sacred, highly controlled process, designed to maintain the purity and efficiency of the race. But Liora was different. Her towering frame, nearly twice the height of an average Erythran, made her an outlier from birth. Where others were slender and graceful, she was broad and imposing. Her powerful musculature more suited to manual labor than the refined rituals of courtship. This difference was not just cosmetic. The Erythran reproductive protocols were tailored for specific body types. Any deviation was seen as a biological aberration, a flaw that could jeopardize the gene pool. Liora's body was too big, too strong, too unwieldy. The elders, the keepers of tradition and the architects of society, made the painful decision to cast her out. "You cannot reproduce," they said coldly. "You are a threat to the lineage. You do not belong." So, at the age of 23, a time when most Erythrans were expected to be betrothed and pregnant, Liora was exiled to the wastelands beyond the city's shimmering walls, an area known as the Grayscale Expanse. It was a barren region dotted with ancient ruins and the remnants of failed colonies, a place where the unfit were left to perish. But Liora refused to die. In the Grayscale Expanse, survival was brutal. The sun scorched the earth by day, and freezing winds howled through the night. Liora's strength, once a liability in society, became her greatest asset. She hunted the strange creatures that roamed the wasteland, forged shelter from rusted shipwrecks, and scavenged old tech to sustain herself. Still, loneliness gnawed at her heart. Every night she dreamed of a family, of a child she could hold and love. But in Veridion Prime, she was branded sterile, unworthy of motherhood. Years passed. Liora adapted, but the ache within grew. One evening, as the two moons rose, she stumbled upon a wrecked human ship lodged in the rubble of a collapsed dome. The human race had been exploring the edges of the galaxy for decades, their ships frequently venturing into Erythran territory. Inside the wreck, she found a survivor, a young human named Alex, badly injured and barely conscious. Without hesitation, Liora dragged Alex to safety, using her vast strength to build a rudimentary shelter. Her knowledge of the wasteland's flora helped her extract medicinal salves, and she tended to his wounds carefully. Alex awoke to find himself in the presence of an alien unlike any he had imagined. Liora's height and musculature were intimidating, but her eyes held a softness that betrayed her loneliness. Over the next months they formed a bond. Alex was fascinated by Liora's resilience and her stories of exile, and Liora found hope in his companionship. Despite the barriers of language and culture, they communicated through shared experiences, laughter, and the mutual struggle to survive. Alex, an engineer by training, began repairing the ship. But as the repairs progressed, so did their relationship. He saw Liora not as a monster or a cast-out, but as a warrior and a woman capable of love. One day, Alex shared news from human science that gave Liora a spark of hope. Advanced reproductive technologies existed that could help even those deemed infertile by other species. With Alex's help, they began experimenting with genetic engineering techniques, using samples of Liora's DNA. Their nights were filled with work and whispered dreams of a future neither had dared to imagine, a future where Liora could become a mother. Climax. Months of trials and errors led to a breakthrough. Using a combination of human stem cell technology and Erythran genetic markers, Alex created an artificial womb tailored specifically to accommodate Liora's unique physiology. This device could simulate the exact environment her body required, something the conservative Erythran methods never considered. The process was risky, but Leora's determination outweighed her fear. They began the procedure, and after careful implantation, a small cluster of cells took hold. As the weeks passed, Leora's strength was tested not just by the harsh environment but by the pregnancy growing inside her. Her body, once rejected, began to bloom with new life. The barren wasteland became a cradle of hope. But their secret did not remain hidden for long. Veridion Prime's patrol ships detected unauthorized signals coming from the Grayscale Expanse and dispatched a team to investigate. When the patrol arrived, they found Liora and Alex at the brink of a miracle, a pregnant Exile and her human partner. The elders were outraged. How could this have happened? They demanded Leora's return to face judgment for defying their laws. But the people of Veridion Prime, witnessing the undeniable proof of life thriving against all odds, began to question their rigid doctrines. Alex spoke passionately of love, of family beyond biology and tradition. The turning point came when the newborn arrived. A healthy, beautiful half-Erythran, half-human child with bright eyes that mirrored both parents. Ending. Leora's exile ended that day. The elders, forced to confront the evolution of their society, allowed her to stay. She was no longer an outcast but a pioneer, the mother of a new generation that would bridge two species. Her body, once too big and too different, was now celebrated as the vessel that brought forth life against all odds. Alex and Liora raised their child together, proving that family was not defined by tradition or biology but by love and courage. In the heart of Veridion Prime, amidst the gleaming towers and the whispers of change, Liora found something she had long believed impossible: a home, a family, and the right to be a mother.